Condon.
Because they did make, you know, terrible mistakes, you know, unforced errors.
Yeah, well, I couldn't agree more with this, Sam.
Most of it, anyway.
Well, what do you disagree with?
Oh, well, it's just hard to gauge how Searle should approach the game because, you know, he has got a lot of young players, and maybe he thinks if he gets too excited, he'll unsettle them, and it's always a little difficult. But
I agree with you there, actually.
they are, there's no doubt, Werribee have got all the class, and it's very hard for Port to contain these talls, the likes of Taylor and Alderdice and Lesaputty we've mentioned. Sells hasn't really been in the game, but they're just going too wide, Port. Everything about Werribee's efficient. They use the ball, get it into the corridor, they kick long to the forwards. There's a good goal from Lamont on the left foot. And
certainly Rayburn, Eames and Lamont have really been the catalysts in that centre bounce area, haven't they, around the ground.
And there's another big goal, good 60-odd metres.
All the dice?
Yes, it was, playing well. Been tight in there in the clinches, and early in the quarter, Port looked like they may put up a fish. But we must remember they were kicking into the breeze. And, you know, if they were to outscore Werribee by 4, they're back in the game. And this is a great goal from Normington on the left foot.
He relishes that running down the ground, doesn't he? He reads the game so very well. He's got a good work ethic, so he's prepared to work
Fit
and run.
player too.
Yes.
In there battling. Not getting enough out of Pritchard, admittedly, but I'd push Pritchard to full forward, really, and put maybe Paul or someone into the ruck just to give them something up forward. I think they've got to change their forward setup.
But do you think he's marking well enough at the moment, Pritchard?
No, I don't think he is, but I think you may as well try. You know, when you're 7 or 8 goals down, it's very difficult. Like Oscar Harkins is doing, he's probably one of their better players, but he's got to do too much work. And I'd like to see Harkins back in the roving position, Sam, rather than playing on Eames in the middle. Now, whether he goes with that, I'm not sure. But, you know, I think he's got to juggle it around a bit. Because they are really struggling.
Performance in that term, and I guess the architect behind that revival was that guy on screen there, Oscar Harkins, who's had a superb quarter, and mainly, as Phil mentioned rightly, he's far more effective near goals, where he can generate or channel all his energies into a short spurt. When he's out and around the ball, when he's compelled to run and chase, it takes a lot out of him, especially the brilliance that he possesses. But in short, sharp bursts, he's very, very effective. And Port, once again, there through the agency of, I think on that occasion, it was...
Clark, was it?
Clark, I think it was, yes. Sells, one of his few possessions for the day. He got taken off during that term, but on his trusty left foot. That was a long goal, and an important one for Werribee too, because Port Melbourne were really mounting a strong charge at them. And they really had a lot of possession, Port, but this sort of typifies their play. It's a possession sort of game, culminating there in Harkins once again kicking the goal. But because of their lack of key forwards, they're compelled to distribute the ball out wide, and they're relying on the likes of...
running it in.
Yeah, running it in. The brilliance of Ashley Hicks was certainly a feature of that term.
I miss a good bit of play, Sam.
Excellent.
I said, though, the old stages, they're 27, Hicks and Harkins. The next oldest player in the team is 24, but sensational goal there, and that's something that I'm sure I'm asked to point it out. So that's better than things were looking, say, when we saw them against Sandringham. We thought they were just about down and out.
I agree. I thought the first term, I thought they'd be disappointed with the result in the final analysis. I just felt they laid the foundation so very well in their first term, and then not to go on with it and have a resounding victory would be of some disappointment, I'd imagine, to Leon Harris and the Brains Trust. But to Port's credit, and let's dwell a little bit on Port Melbourne, because they looked out of all sorts up forward in that first half, and I guess their inability to unearth a key focal point in attack at centre half forward and full forward was really the difference between the two sides, because when you consider Werribee, every time they got that ball out of the centre, they invariably had guys like Alderdice, Taylor and Lesaputty, you know, and it's a big plus when a side has got key forwards. Oscar Harkins on screen here, quick hands to Laffey, and then on to, I think that was Clark on that occasion.
Yes.
You know, so did very, very well. They really showed a lot more commitment and resolve and desire. And Ashley Hicks was a wonderful player in that third term, or in that second half. And he had a lot of other mates. I thought Donald battled hard in conjunction with players such as McKinnon, who was very hard for the ball.
He couldn't have kept this mark off with a goal. If he'd kicked it, it would have been the sealer. But, gee, that's one to remember. If he can.
Well, Taylor was terrific up there. You know, he really, as I said, presented them a target.
And there's a goal kicked by Edwards. One of the
Fabulous.